Hello everyone and welcome back to another Illustrator challenge. I'm Izzy, brand designer from Ottawa, Canada, and today we will be glitching. Hopefully not like last week. If you were there, thank you so much for your patience. And if you're new to this challenge, I think it's going to be super fun. I love to be type focused in the challenges, and I like to design posters. And at the end of this series for this month, you should be able to have a series of posters that you can, have some bragging rights with it. So without further ado, let's get into it. And before I get into it, actually, let me say hi to all of you friends. So I'm seeing Frank, Robert, Kevin, Voodoo Val. I saw Pirater, I hope I'm saying this right. I'm so sorry. Carol, Jack, it is so nice to see all of you here. Okay, so the creative challenge today. So this was my inspiration. I've been seeing a lot of this type of design where you can see that it's the type is being on a path, but I was like, how can I do this? Because if we look at it, the letters are not necessarily sitting on a line. It's a little different. And I had to do a little bit of digging. You know what? This is what I love about being a streamer on Adobe Live is that sometimes I learn something and it's very fresh and then I get to share it with all of you. And this is like the best part of community, right? Sharing our knowledge. So the fonts that I will be using today is Courrier, or I went on the Adobe font and I really like the Sunflower. I actually have this here for you. Sunflower. Where was it? If you're looking to do this type of research, you can here, when you do browse all, then you can do view more. And view more actually lets you, there you go, have the typewriter. So I have the typewriter tag right now. And let me just maybe find the sunflower because we can't see it much. There you go, on the presentation. But it is like almost like it's bleeding, like ink. And I really like that. And I think that for the effect that we are going to do today, this is like a perfect font for it. If not, where is this? Perfect. There's also Courrier Prime, which is just a like tad different than the Courrier font. Again, it's like typewriter vibe that we are going to do. All right, now let's hop into our working file. So you will get this here. Now this is super messy. This was there maybe to fool you because I might ask you to redo that line. You can definitely use it if you want. But if you don't end up using it, all cool because I won't be using it today. And I'm seeing Val. I'm so excited. I was just trying to figure this out, how to do something like that. Oh my goodness, we will have so much fun. I'm so excited. Okay, so in the essence of glitching today, I wanted to have some cool copy to work with. So here I have like a timestamp. It's just like random numbers. And I'm kind of laughing about like the LOL like that we kind of write and that how it's being overused and that we are typing instead of laughing. And I think this is like a good concept to be glitching with. So, okay, I think I've been teasing all of you enough. Let's get started. So first and foremost, let's go and get that pencil tool because we need to create a path to type on. So this here, I just want to make sure that you double click on the pencil, and I like to have it as smooth as possible because I want to have smooth curves. And you can like kind of play with it however you want, but we will be kind of smoothing it after if it's not like perfect. So let's get started. So let's just like do a little line here. This is actually a little intense, but hey, that's actually not bad. It's It's almost like I practiced this, which I did. My secret's out. But see here, like I find like there's a lot of anchors. So I'm just going to go at the expanded menu here and select the smooth tool, making sure that my path here is selected. And as you can see, you can kind of come and smooth the curves right here, just to make sure that it is nice. But again, this is just like something nice to do. We're all about glitching. So if ever it's not perfect, I mean, you can do whatever you want. Again, this is what I love about the challenges, is that we can explore all together. And I want to say hi to my friends on YouTube too. So I'm saying Arif here. Hi, thank you so much for joining. And there's some new people. We have Peter, we have Bliss, we have Carol. Again, massive welcome to all of you. Okay, so I do want to make sure that this is somewhat straight. Okay, I like this. Now, just so we see it, I'm just going to put a color on that stroke. There you go. Like so. Okay. So now I will be clicking on the type tool, and if you hold down that menu, you can see that here you can type on a path. So this is what I am going to be doing. Obviously, we have the automatic lorem ipsum. We don't want that, so we're just gonna erase it. I'm gonna make sure that we select the font that we want. And I'm going to make it bigger. It was at 12 points. I'm gonna make it at, I don't want it to be too big, but I still want all of us to see. And I'm just going to come and write lol on it. So lol, 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 lol. And because I want it to glitch, quote unquote, I will do a lol with a at, or at symbol. I don't even know how that's called. I'm blanking. If you know how this is called, please let me know in the chat. And then I will copy this and just copy this all along. This is probably nothing new for you. You've probably been doing this for a very long time. And to be fair, this is not necessarily something that we see in a lot of designs because this is really hard to read, right? But again, we're not necessarily going for readability today. We're going for glitchy. So that's okay. But what's happening in the curve here is that it's following the movement of the pencil. This is actually why I started with the line being at the top, because then it kind of directs how we're going to read the text. But when we go like here, everything is upside down and we don't want that. So we'll make sure that our text is all selected. So I'm clicking on my path, just doing a Command A to select everything. And I'm going to go to type on path options. And here, make sure that you have the preview selected and you have some options. Now, you're gonna be like, what? It's easy as that to have like the letters in the proper way. And I'm like, yeah, it's like, I love when Illustrator has some secrets like this. And if it's not a secret to you, just act as if it is. But here with the effect, I mean, there's a lot, right? There's skew that it's like almost like it's like 3D. There's the ribbon that's super fun. But the stair step is actually where everything will be put back in the way that we read it. Simple as that. Now, how do we make it glitching as if it's all like clumped together or super spaced out? It's in here. So right now it's set to auto, but if we, oops, that's not what I wanted to do. My bad. Let's go back here. And here it's already like giving me minus 799. If I go to preview, Okay, like this is a little bit too much. Let's maybe do 600, minus 600, and see what that does. If we click. See, it's actually giving us the effect that we want. I'm gonna do just a little bit less spacing. And it's also kind of breaking that curve that we did at the beginning. So, but I kind of like that. Again, like I wanted this to glitch. I'm just going to press OK because I want you to see it like so. So we are definitely glitching here. Like it's almost like, I'm going to age myself here, but in the old days, there was like printer and it was only inkjet, and or is it laser? It was just laser. And whenever sometimes the paper would get stuck because it was too thin, it would just print in a really weird way, exactly like that. And that's exactly kind of the vibe that I wanted, because we're kind of, again, because we're kind of we're poking at the LOL. I think it's cool that we're kind of using like an old type of font, and you know, we're glitching with ink and the computer. Okay, so here now what I want to do is I'm going to duplicate this. So just like holding my Alt key and maybe I can just copy everything, Command C, Command V, and just kind of placing it so it looks as if it's kind of stacking, or maybe positioning it in a weird positioning. Oliver, stop putting jam in the printer. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Oh my goodness. That's how I knew that I was attracted to graphic design, as I was using paint and trying to do stuff, and I did not have the knowledge. I was really young. I mean, really young, like what, maybe like 8, and trying to design some cool stuff, and I would get so discouraged because, you know, I did not have the skills back then, but I guess it was part of the journey. Okay, I kind of really like this. Maybe adding another one that's just overlapping. Like so. I kind of like that. Sometimes I like to squint my eyes, but also go to trim view just to see if I kind of like where this is going, and I like it. It's definitely chaotic. That's what we're aiming for. Okay. So that's the trick. Simple as that. Let me actually do it again with a shape, because we can do the same, and I'm going to do it with an Lisp because it's super cool. And I'm going to make it like more like an oval, and maybe even a little slanted, like so. And going to just, yeah, do it on a stroke like that. And then same thing, type on path here. And maybe I can do another acronym. Maybe we can do ha ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Like so. Oops. Oh, it's still the LOL. That's copied. That's okay. There you go. Then maybe I can put some random spacing too, like so. Okay, and again, as you can see, it's just going around that circle, which we don't want. So type on path, type on path options, and then here, stair step preview. I forgot to do the preview, and as you can see, all the letters now, I'm not going to do the weird spacing, but all the letters are now facing us, like in the proper way of facing upright, I guess I could say. So yeah, see how like that font is cool, because it's like as if there's like ink bleeds. I love it so much. I love fonts. If you like fonts, put a cute emoji in the chat. Okay, so let's save. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to group all of that, and I'm going to do a colored background. And I really liked kind of that minty green that we had like in the examples. So let me try to get a minty green, something like that. And I'm gonna put that in the back. And I'm also, I think, going to do an effect. We could go to pixelate or stylized. No, what do I, texture? Grain. I want a grain texture. There you go. Okay. Let's see the difference here. Yeah, I like this again because that's like glitching. Oh, Voodoo Val, like all the cute emojis because you like fonts. Ditto. And Oliver too. I have too many fonts. Same. I have a external hard drive for fonts and for mockups. Tell me you're a designer without telling me you're a designer. That's my little thing. Okay, so if we look at that, how cool, how this is like shaping up. Okay. Now I'm going to maybe change the color of these because I want to add text on top. So I'm going to use the color picker. And yeah, I want them just a slight darker, like just a little bit darker than our background. Not like that. Like that. Okay. And I'm going to come and lock everything. Command 2 is the shortcut for locking. Then this is in Mirad Pro. I'm just going to change that to put it in Sunflower. And let's see how, I guess black would be the best for contrast, but this is definitely way too big. And it's grouped, so I'm going to ungroup that. And I think maybe something like, oops, they're not all selected. Something, yeah, 14. I think 14 is the way to go. Let's see. Maybe a little bigger. 16. 16 feels good. Okay. And now we just come in, position these as we please. So the timestamp, I actually want to duplicate and put it on a vertical line. And I'm going to hold my shift key, select this line of text as well, group it. This is just to make sure that it is like perfectly centered because this is going to dictate how I'm going to position everything else. So I'm going to use the align tool and center it both ways. And it was actually almost perfect. My eye is a good eye. Today it is. So we have this here, which I love, downloading more emotions beta. Oh, and I just want to make sure that this is at the front. So arrange and front. So let me put that back in. Like so. We'll come in, duplicate them. We'll have like, I like this one here, repeat until sincere. Because do you feel like that? Like when you're texting with someone or sending DMs that they just say lol and you're like kind of lost that meaning. And if they actually type ha ha ha, then you know that they're truly laughing. If you feel the same way, let me know. So I like this little repetition here because it's like kind of a nod to repeat. It's being repeated. And I'm going to repeat it here too. And don't be afraid actually to go, oh, there's like an extra space here. um, over like your messed up type, because that I think like makes it even more glitchier if you want. I think there's like, there you go. Auto-generated response. This feels like if it was like a 90s poster that was kind of like their first try at AI. So that's why I think I like it. And here I love to, you laughed, the system noted it. You're being tracked. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. We have a comment here from this. I expect people to laugh just like I do, even though I can't see them. But I learned that people will just type lol or ha ha ha, and they aren't laughing. Meanwhile, I'm giggling and carrying on. Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much like it's pretty much the same for all of us when it comes to texting. Because most of the time, I don't know if it's the same for you, but when I'm texting, I'm doing a million other things at the same time. So it's like, oh, lol, 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 lol. This one I love because it's just a dot. It's like, to me, I mean, maybe this is the French, like the French girl in me, but it's like I love to add like an exclamation point. And I have to be careful because sometimes my emails, depending if I'm receiving like a document, I'm like, great, exclamation point, and then thank you so much, exclamation point, and there's too many exclamation points. And sometimes I'm like, okay, we need to we need to tone it down a little bit. And then I have the lol here with the, what's that called again? The at symbol. I know what it is. I'm just like, it's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm forgetting it. And I think it's important that we have a ha 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 too in there. Like so. Ha ha ha. For irony. And we'll repeat it. And this is one that I love too. I love when there's brackets like that. To me, like, that makes it so 90s. And very like one of the first Windows. So let me just repeat that here. And I think we need another one at the bottom. And another lol. And maybe just you laughed. Again, go as chaotic as you want. I'm really digging this. Now let's just do a trim view so we can see it, how it's intended to look like. And I mean, I'm really happy with this. What do you think? I think that looks good. And that's perfect because we are like almost at time. Oh my gosh, like that was kind of perfect how everything landed. But I actually did this before, and this is what I was able to do. So a little different. See, like here I'm using the courrier instead. So it's like a little thinner, and obviously the text is positioned like a little differently. And this is how I used it with a gray background instead, using the Lisp. So I say, go crazy, use that like maybe crazy line that I gave you, or create your own. Maybe you want to do like rectangular shapes, you can do stars, like go nuts. Again, like whenever you're doing a project for yourself, like just explore, because there's so much that you can learn from this. And also I always suggest put it in a mock-up, because then it looks just so perfectly good. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we are at time, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to see you next week. Again, another poster. It will be super fun. So until next time, bye everyone.